Hi everyone, we're going to be doing a tutorial today on the basics of water layers in Far Cry 3 on the map editor. Something that I've been playing around a little bit, trying to understand a bit more. We've covered quite a few basics, just in general, just doing the normal maps and stuff at the moment. So I'm going to start doing the basics of the water layers. I have called it the basics because I'm just going to show literally just a couple of things. And I can see it being something that you could actually do quite a lot with once you get used to managing the different layers and stuff. I've already learned quite a bit, but at the same time I do think that water layers is going to be something that I'm going to keep coming back to in different tutorials for it. So we're going to use the same map that we started making right on the start of the game. I've not really got any intention for the map. I'm not actually going to turn it into a playable map or anything. But it's just nice to be able to use the same type of thing. All that I've done, as I didn't save it after the last tutorial where we had just a load of random roads that we were building and doing a demo from that. So, right in the very first tutorial, I think it was, I mentioned about these purple grids, and I'm going to show why I mentioned about that. So if we load up our navigation wheel, we've got terrain tools, and then we've got advanced, which is at 11 o'clock, and in there you've got your water layers, and you can see that these water layers are only adjustable by a height. So with this, you'll also notice that each water layer actually goes into one of the purple squares that I was referring to earlier on in a grid. From tinkering around and stuff, there's nothing that I can actually see which does anything to change the size of how much water that you're allocating. From the looks of it, you have to do it for this entire square. So you need to go back to what we were saying previously about thinking about what you're going to do and how you're going to map it out, and take into account that you're only ever going to be able to set your water into these different squares. So that's why I'd always build your land with the purple squares on while you're editing, so that you know whereabouts you can put your water in. You can change your height, and one thing that is really good is the different types of water that you've got. So let's have a quick look. Cave, really like that one. Cave lake, bit of reflection with it. Desert, blood, used that on one map already. Lagoon, that's a very dark one. Murky, I think there's a swamp one somewhere. There's Paradise. Pretty certain, yeah, that's the one. Paradise is a really nice colour, so I might do a layer with that and show you what I mean with that one. So we'll just come back to that. So we only get one other type that we can put on there. You can't mod the natural colour that it's in. So first thing that we're going to have to do is raise some land. Best thing to do is put it onto your square, and then just take your radius up, so that you can roughly do one of the squares in one go. Now we'll take it to that. Then we'll just flatten it off. I'll do a couple of squares. Push it right up. Again, all that shadowing and lights will take care of itself. So there we go, we've got 6 squares that we can just have a tinker around with. So if we go back, 11 o'clock to advanced, and then water layers, we can see here, we'll use Paradise. I said I do like it. That's the one. So we need to set a height. Now, when you're doing it, you've got to think that you're not actually going to be setting this. Right, sorry, RT sets it. So you're not going to be putting your water in on that, so that you can then mould everything around it on top. Really, I tend to find, I don't think that's set high enough for it. No, it's there. It is there. I did catch it. So you can see, as soon as we go onto it, we've got all the water effects underneath it. Well, that's going to make it awkward for lifting up your land, getting it all done, especially if you've already designed it. So what I prefer to do is we'll just remove that. I prefer to lower my land just below where I want it, so you can see there's a part over there where I've not just straightened that up to the edge. That's not straight. That's always going to be typical, isn't it? Right, so what we'll do is we'll just lower it, so that's above, that's on it, and we'll just take one underneath it, and we'll just set the water there. So theoretically that's not got any water which is present, but we've got water underneath this. So what that enables us to do, because we know that we put it underneath that one, is take our terrain tools, and then we can lower our land, so we just take that the other way, and then we've got our different amount of water. As long as you stop within that purple line, you can then decide what you're going to be doing with your islands and stuff in your different sections. And we'll just smooth that off. Just whip around the edges quickly, and so we're not doing a neat job. It would just enable us to climb in and out. So even though we've got a lake down there, well, lake, more like the ocean, we've got our island over there. We've got a really quick version of it, but you see how nice the water is compared to the one that comes as standard. I much prefer that effect. No, and obviously you can just come to it. And then another island that we just quickly made. So what we can then do is that we can come to this section, we'll do it. We'll just pull that right out. We'll just level up that side a little bit. So if I make another quick layer there, and then, oh, there we go. It's always never going to do what you want it to properly, isn't it? So we'll just lift that up a little bit, where we can see that we've definitely got a lift of the layers. Come back, 11 o'clock, go to water layers. Now that's still set it where we had it before. Now I can bring that up, and that's theoretically got water underneath it. Gone with that again, so come out of it, and then we can lower the land, and then I can make another lake up here. We'll put another quick island in. Just have a quick smooth off. Now if you lower it too much, you'll see when you're in your map. That water doesn't just convert straight over, so you've got to start thinking about what you're going to be doing with that type of stuff, because this side we're okay. If we walk into this, then we're in the water. Obviously swimming up to the edge, you can see the other lake. But as soon as you run out of space, it is just an ugly drop. So, what you can do with stuff like that is that you can start to think about the features of what you're going to be putting into it. I don't want that. We could use some rocks, get some coastal rocks in here. And then you've got your obvious ones with your waterfalls. There's a lot of bloody waterfalls. No, we'll have that. And just take that back and we just come off it again, and we'll bring it in, and then we'll I'll be in edit. So even though that was quite a big waterfall, we've shortened it off, and obviously you can spend a lot more time, which you'd need to, that edge just needs lifting up. In fact, we'll do that just to see whether we can grab it. Oh, objects, edit 3G objects, 3G. Lift it up a little bit. That does look better. It's probably still not lined up as well as what I'd want it on my own map, but it just gives you a good indication. So we've got a water coming in from that lake now. And that runs into the other lake. And that one's just coming in from there. So that's pretty much just understanding your layers a little bit more. So with that we've done a double layer. plenty of stuff that you can pop into it. But yeah, we've done 2 layers with that. Utilised both squares to have different layers on your map. You have to just watch for little things like this. That's still classed as water. So just with that, I'd just go back and I'd just nudge up that land. With it, I'm just putting that effect. I mean, to be honest, that effect as well, that's gonna block out a few little slight imperfections of lining stuff up. Obviously, we've got our original layer down there, and you've seen kind of the speed of what I've been able to build these 2 islands on different layers and put these in. So you can make some really good quality looking stuff very quickly by using multiple layers in your map. Because obviously I can just take all those trees and dot them around here. You could put all types of, you know, some sort of bridge as well, you know, just in front of it, make it a feature. You can make a bridge over the top of this. You know, there's plenty of things that you can do. You can go back into it and you can edit your water layer height. You can bring that up very easily. So this is natural water layer, and then this is what we've edited in after. So that pretty much covers the basics of the water layers and why I personally like to take advantage of these purple lines, because it just knows what I'm going to be playing with that type of thing. And then I'm not going to be making some mistakes later on. See, like with that area now, just bump that type of stuff. Just cover up any edges and stuff. Well, yeah, that pretty much covers what I want to talk about with that. I'm going to keep it basic because I do want to come back and then show you things like you know, with this. Obviously, we have a quick look at obviously how many grids that we've got that you could use water. There's nothing to stop you from doing entire rivers that snake down from the top of a mountain. Is an entire map, so you could start up in this corner and then begin snaking it through these and just chasing it into the corners and stuff. But we'll do another tutorial covering that type of stuff. I said, if you want to start getting to grips with the water, remember that it's in your terrain tools, it's on your advanced settings, and it's in water layers. So if you found it helpful, then give us a like and subscribe to the channel as well. We appreciate any interaction as well, so if you've got any questions or there's anything specific that you want us to talk about, then just leave a comment or get in touch with us, and then we'll run through anything that anybody wants covered. So I said, if you could subscribe and give us a like, we appreciate it. And if there's anything else that you want to know, then just pop it in the comments, and then we'll reply to you and get on with it. Thanks a lot for watching.